All right, so get this. We're diving deep today into JFK and UFOs.
Ooh.
We're going to be exploring some declassified reports, and, a lot of people know that JFK was kind of into UFOs.
Yeah.
But they probably don't realize just how deep this rabbit hole goes.
It goes deep.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Buckle up.
What's really interesting is that, his interest wasn't just a passing thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about a president demanding answers
Right.
from the CIA, potentially on the verge of, revealing something huge.
It's like straight out of the X-Files, right?
Oh, yeah.
So let's start back when JFK was a senator back in the 50s.
Okay.
Even then, he was already kind of poking around this whole UFO thing. But it gets really interesting when he becomes president.
Right.
In 1961, he sends this memo to the CIA, and he's not messing around.
Yeah.
He wants a complete review of all their UFO file.
And he's asking some pretty specific questions, too.
Oh, really? Like what?
If you look closely at the memo, you can see he's not just, asking for a summary or whatever.
Yeah.
He wants to know about specific sightings, evidence, potential threats.
Wow.
He even brings up the possibility of, advanced technologies that we might not even understand.
Wait, so he's not just worried about, little green men invading.
Yeah.
He's thinking about the tech.
The tech, absolutely.
Wow.
He's looking at it from a national security angle.
Uh-huh.
What if these UFOs represent a technological leap
Yeah.
that the U.S. is falling behind on?
That is really interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just about aliens anymore. It's
Right.
global power and who has the most advanced stuff.
Exactly.
Okay. Now,
Don't forget the personal side of this, too.
Yeah.
There are accounts of JFK talking about UFOs with his brother Robert Kennedy.
Can you imagine those conversations?
Late night,
Two of the most powerful dudes in the world
Right.
talking about flying saucers.
It's pretty wild.
It really makes you wonder what they were thinking.
Yeah.
Was JFK worried about a potential threat, or was he hoping to harness alien technology? I mean,
That's the million-dollar question, right?
yeah.
I mean, we know from declassified documents
Yeah.
that he was getting briefings from intelligence agencies.
Okay.
He was clearly trying to piece together the bigger picture here.
And here's where things get even more interesting.
Okay.
Some researchers believe that JFK was actually about to go public
Oh, yeah.
with some major UFO revelations before he was assassinated in 1963.
It's a popular theory.
Can you imagine if that had happened?
I mean,
A speech.
a speech,
I can't even imagine the impact.
it could have changed everything.
Right.
Public awareness,
Mm-hmm.
government transparency, maybe even scientific progress.
Yeah.
Who knows what doors that might have opened?
It was like door was cracked open and then slammed shut.
Yeah, it's definitely a conspiracy theory goldmine.
Oh, for sure.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
What do we actually know about this potential disclosure?
Yeah. What do we know?
Well, we have to be careful, separating fact from speculation.
Sure.
The evidence for a planned announcement is circumstantial. But when you put it together with, JFK's known interest in UFOs and his active pursuit of information, it's hard to ignore.
So are we saying there's a chance JFK's assassination could be connected to all of this?
I'm not saying that,
Okay.
but I am saying it's a theory that's been circulating for decades.
Yeah.
And there are some observations that make you wonder.
Like what? Give me the juicy details.
Okay, well, for one thing, after JFK's death, the government's whole approach to UFOs changed dramatically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it went from somewhat open to investigation and even, potential disclosure
Yeah.
to a much more dismissive and secretive stance.
It's like someone flipped a switch.
Exactly. Projects like Blue Book, which were already under scrutiny, were eventually shut down.
Hold on, Blue Book.
Yeah,
That was the Air Force program that was supposed to investigate UFOs, right?
that's the one. It ran for almost 2 decades, from the 50s to the late 60s, and investigated thousands of sightings.
But didn't they mostly just explain everything away as weather balloons and swamp gas?
Well, a lot of cases were explained conventionally, yes. But there were a significant number that remained unexplained,
Really?
even by the Air Force's own admission. And that's where things get interesting.
You're telling me there were cases that even the government couldn't explain?
Yes, and these cases often involved, multiple witnesses, radar confirmations, and even physical evidence.
Wow. We're not just talking about blurry photos here.
No, we're not.
Okay, so what kind of evidence are we talking about?
We're talking about things like metallic fragments recovered from landing sites, strange radar signatures that defied explanation,
Uh-huh.
and even reports of electromagnetic effects that interfered with equipment.
This is getting wild.
It is.
And the government just brushed all of this under the rug.
Well, they certainly didn't go out of their way to publicize it.
Right.
And there are reports of witnesses being intimidated or silenced.
Really?
Which doesn't exactly scream transparency, does it?
That's messed up.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what they're so afraid of.
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why all the secrecy? What are they hiding?
So we've got JFK pushing for answers, maybe even on the verge of a major revelation, and then silence. What happens next?
Well, it's not like the whole UFO thing just vanished. You know,
Right.
the government might have tried to bury it, but people kept seeing things, kept asking questions.
The fascination never really went away, did it?
No. No, it's like this undercurrent of curiosity that runs through society no matter what the official story is.
Totally. And I think the internet played a big role in that too, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Like it created this whole network where people could connect and share information without having to go through like the traditional media,
Right.
which, you know, were often dismissive or sensationalist.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Online forums, websites, social media,
Yeah.
all became like hubs for UFO discussion and research.
Right. People could access declassified documents, analyze witness testimonies, compare sightings from all over the world.
It became a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Driven by everyday people just seeking the truth.
And as more information came to light, it became harder and harder for the government to just keep saying nothing's happening.
Exactly. I think the turning point was 2017
Oh, yeah.
with that New York Times article.
The one that revealed the Pentagon's secret UFO program?
Exactly. The Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, ATIP.
ATIP. That was huge.
It was.
Suddenly, the mainstream media was taking UFOs seriously.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just the New York Times. We saw reports on CNN, the Washington Post, even 60 Minutes.
It was a game changer.
Totally.
I mean, here you had the Pentagon admitting that they'd been secretly investigating UFOs for years.
Right.
And that they had encountered things they couldn't explain.
It blew everything wide open.
It really did. It
Yeah.
shattered the official narrative.
Yeah.
That UFOs were just hoaxes or, misidentified objects.
And this wasn't some, like, low-budget operation.
Yeah.
We're talking millions of dollars.
Big-time funding.
High-ranking officials, scientists, intelligence analysts.
They were analyzing radar data pilot testimonies, video footage.
Of these unidentified aerial phenomena.
UAP. That's
Oh.
the preferred term now.
UAP. Got it. So what did they find?
Well, that's the thing.
What?
They never officially released their findings.
Right.
But some of the details that leaked out were pretty mind-blowing.
Like what?
Objects performing maneuvers that defy our understanding of physics.
Okay.
Speeds and accelerations that no known aircraft could achieve.
Are you saying they found evidence of alien tech?
I'm not saying that definitively,
Okay.
but the reports were certainly suggestive.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just anecdotal accounts either. We're
Yeah.
talking about data from multiple sensors corroborated by eyewitness testimonies.
Okay. This is X-Files territory for sure.
It's getting spooky.
Spooky, but also kind of exciting.
Oh, for sure. The implications are huge.
Yeah.
I mean, if these UAPs are real
Yeah.
and they have tech, that's beyond anything we understand.
That means we're not alone.
Right?
And there's technology out there we can't even comprehend.
Exactly. Think about the potential advancements we could make.
Yeah.
Energy propulsion, materials, science.
Mm-hmm.
It could revolutionize our world.
But it could also be a threat, right?
That's a valid concern.
If they're so advanced,
Yeah.
what's to stop them from being hostile?
So far, though, there's been no evidence of any hostile intent.
Really?
In fact, most of the encounters have been pretty benign.
So they're just like cruising around, checking us out.
Maybe they're tourists from another galaxy.
Okay, now I'm just being silly.
A little bit.
But seriously, if they're not hostile, what are they doing here?
That's the biggest mystery of all. We just don't know.
It's so strange.
It is, but the fact that they're here, that they exist,
Yeah.
it shakes the foundations of our understanding of the universe.
It's like that moment in the movie Contact when Jodie Foster makes contact.
Right.
The whole world's watching, waiting to hear what they have to say.
Except in this case, we're still waiting for that message.
Right.
But just knowing they're out there,
It's huge.
it changes everything.
It's amazing how the media has handled all this, though.
It's a complete 180 from the days of cheesy UFO documentaries and, tabloid headlines.
Totally.
The coverage has become much more nuanced, more investigative.
Yeah, it's not just about sensationalism anymore.
Right.
It's like serious discussions about the scientific evidence, the implications for national security,
Yeah.
even the philosophical questions.
It's a big deal.
And this shift in media coverage,
Yeah.
it's having a real impact. It's legitimizing the topic, forcing the government to be more transparent. It's encouraging people to come forward with their own experiences.
It's like the dam is finally breaking.
Yeah.
After decades of secrecy and denial.
The truth is starting to come out.
And that's a good thing. Because no matter what the truth about UFOs is, we deserve to know.
Yeah.
We deserve to have an open and honest conversation about it.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here? What does the future of UFO disclosure look like?
I think it's only a matter of time before we get more answers.
Yeah.
The pressure's mounting from the public, the media, even within the government itself. There are already calls for congressional hearings for the release of more classified information.
And with all the recent sightings by military pilots, commercial airline crews, I mean...
It's becoming harder and harder to dismiss this as just a fringe phenomenon.
Totally. The evidence is mounting and the world is watching.
Exactly.
This is exciting stuff.
It is.
But before we get too carried away, I want to circle back to something you said earlier.
Okay.
You mentioned that the truth about UFOs might not be a simple black and white answer.
That's right. The truth might be far more complex than we can imagine.
What do you mean by that?
Well, even if we confirm that extraterrestrial technology exists, it doesn't necessarily mean little green men are flying these things.
So we're not talking about aliens and flying saucers. What else could it be?
There are a lot of theories out there.
Okay.
Some people believe these UAPs could be advanced drones from some foreign adversary. Although that seems unlikely given what we've seen them do.
So not human technology then.
Right? Others believe these could be interdimensional beings, somehow crossing over from another dimension into ours.
Interdimensional beings. Whoa. Okay, now we're really going down the rabbit hole.
It sounds far-fetched, I know.
It does.
But some physicists believe that other dimensions could exist.
Right.
And that these dimensions might be inhabited by beings with technology beyond our comprehension.
So you're saying that the truth about UFOs could be stranger than fiction?
It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to keep an open mind.
Right.
To consider all the possibilities.
I like that.
We might not have all the answers yet, but the journey of discovery is just as important as the destination.
Okay, I'm on board with that. Embrace the mystery. But I have to admit, all this talk about alien technology, interdimensional beings, it's a lot to take in.
It is. It's a lot to process. But that's why we're having this deep dive.
Right.
To explore the possibilities, to ask the tough questions.
Yeah.
And to maybe even challenge our own assumptions about the nature of reality.
I appreciate that. It's good to have someone to guide me through this cosmic maze.
Well, I'm happy to be your guide.
But I think we've covered enough ground for now I need a moment to process all this.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot today.
We have.
From JFK's fascination with UFOs to the revelations of the ATIP program.
Right.
From the role of the media to the mind-boggling possibilities of alien technology and interdimensional beings.
It's been an incredible journey.
It has.
But I have a feeling the most incredible part is yet to come.
Oh, yeah.
We've been hinting at a big reveal, a final thought to leave you pondering. Are you ready for that? All right, so spill the beans. What's this mind-blowing reveal you've been teasing?
Well, what if the most important discovery isn't about what's out there,
Okay.
but about what's within us?
Hold on, I thought we were talking about UFOs, government secrets, maybe even aliens. What do you mean within us?
Okay, so think about this. For centuries, humanity has looked to the stars and wondered, are we alone?
Yeah.
And that question implies a certain loneliness, a sense of isolation, like we're searching for something.
Yeah, like we need someone or something to validate our existence.
Exactly. But what if the search itself is what's important?
Okay.
What if exploring the unknown, pushing the boundaries of our understanding, that's what leads us to a deeper understanding of ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, you're getting pretty philosophical here.
Am I?
But I'm listening. Keep going.
Okay, so imagine this. We confirm that extraterrestrial life exists.
It's huge, right?
It'd be monumental.
Yeah.
It would shake the foundations of our worldviews, but the real transformation. It wouldn't come from like the external confirmation.
Okay.
It would come from the internal shift within each of us.
So you're saying it's not about the aliens themselves, it's about how we react to them.
Exactly. We'd be forced to confront our assumptions of our place in the universe, our significance, our definition of what it means to be human.
It'd be humbling.
Humbling, yes.
Yeah.
But also incredibly liberating.
Yeah.
It could free us from the limitations of our current thinking. Open our minds to new possibilities, maybe even inspire us to become a more unified species.
That's a really nice thought. It's like this whole UFO mystery is a cosmic mirror.
Ooh, I like that.
It reflects back to us our own hope, fears, aspirations.
I love that analogy. It's so true. The way we approach this mystery, the questions we ask, the interpretations we make, it all reveals something about human nature.
So you're saying the real question isn't, are we alone, but who are we?
That's a much more profound question, isn't it?
It is. It's like we've been so focused on looking outward that we've forgotten to look inward.
Right. We've been searching for answers in the stars when the answers might lie within ourselves.
And maybe that's the message.
Yeah.
The ultimate message behind this whole UFO phenomenon.
A cosmic invitation.
To explore not just the outer reaches of space,
Yeah.
but the inner depths of our own being.
I like that.
This deep dive has taken us on quite a journey.
It has.
From historical mysteries to potential government cover-ups, scientific evidence, philosophical questions.
We've covered a lot of ground.
But it's brought us to a deeper understanding, not just of the UFO phenomenon, but of ourselves.
And our place in the universe.
And that's what makes this show so special.
I think so.
It's not just about learning facts. It's
Yeah.
about expanding our perspectives, challenging our assumptions, and maybe even transforming our understanding of the world.
Absolutely.
Well said. So I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Right.
Listeners, we hope you've enjoyed this exploration of JFK and UFOs.
We hope it sparked your curiosity.
Challenged your thinking and left you with more questions than answers.
Because that's what it's all about.
The journey, the search, the ongoing quest to understand our place in this vast and mysterious universe.
Remember, the truth is out there.
Both within and beyond ourselves. Keep searching, keep exploring, keep asking questions.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll all look back at this time as the dawn of a new era of understanding.
An era where we embrace the mystery and find ourselves in the process.
Until then, keep those minds open and keep looking up.
This has been The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into the unknown.